Hello and welcome back to Latasha Hewitt Homes. As you can see, we're trying something a little different with this video. This is the week following Christmas leading up to the new year, and it's all about organization and planning for a productive 2024. I thought I'd kind of chronicle it here on the channel in case you are trying to also organize your life, your home, your finances. You can come along and do it with me this week. Today, I really just wanted to get a general sense of how we're organizing life in general. So what I typically do is I use a planner. And this is primarily for work, where I put all of my dates and important events and all the to-dos that I have to do on any given day. And I really like this. This is the Day Designer planner. I've been using it for a few years. And I also purchased one for 2024 because I just like the way it's laid out. I'm definitely a paper planner type of gal. And so I'm going to show you what I used it for in 2023. It also was really good about tracking some of your goals for the year and also helping you reflect. So I'm going to spend some time talking a little bit about what I was able to accomplish in 2023 based on the goals I set at the beginning of the year, some of the highlights, and then also kind of project what we want to do for 2024. So if you're interested in doing that with me, stay tuned for this video. All right, let's talk about this Day Designer 2023 planner. I really like this planner because it has kind of the weekly and monthly planning calendar. So not only do you have the full months, as you can see the tabs here, you have the full months, you also have the weekly and day by day breakout so that you can plan each day, as well as kind of get an overview of what your week will look like when you look at this particular spread. So this is one of the reasons why this works for my life and how I like to organize myself and why I continue to use it year in and year out. Of course, they have the opening sheet with your personal information. They have the reference calendars, which has the current year and the upcoming year, so you can also plan ahead. And then they have these stickers. And at the beginning of the year, I was so nervous to use any of them because I thought they would run out. And because I was being so cautious with its use, I didn't even use half of them. So I'm going to actually take these and use them in my 2024 planner, but that was great to have. I love the fact that it also has folders for different things that you may need to keep track of. That's important to have in your planner. And so that was great. It has a little general story about how Day Designer came to be, which is really interesting. It talks about its design, how it was birthed in 2010, and really just how it's meant to help the everyday person manage their lives. So one of the things I liked about this is it really allows you to think about the big picture. And I'm looking here and I noticed that last year I identified some of the things that I wanted to focus on were family, financial freedom, helping others, and creating memorable experiences. And when I looked at that big picture, that is what helped me set all of my goals for 2023. And in doing so, I also picked out a focus word, or I'm saying a focus word because I see the word focus, but my word for the year was focus. I wanted to really sit down and focus on the things that I said I wanted and to put some real effort in towards accomplishing that. And so part of doing that was being able to list some of my personal goals, my family, friends, and relationship goals, my heart and spiritual goals, my financial goals, and my work, career, and study goals. Those were the categories that I was working with, and those are the categories that I'm seeking to organize in this series along with you. So since we're already here, let's look at some of the goals that I set for myself in 2023 to see how I did. One of the things I like about this is you can put your goal, but you also have to put a time in which you want to accomplish that goal so that there's more accountability built into the system. So one of my goals under personal goals was to read 6 books. I far exceeded my expectations with this, in that I read 10 books last year or this year. And I could have read more, but I pulled back because of some studying I was doing for a particular course. So I was really happy. And one of the things I did to keep myself motivated was to write down the books each time I read them and to check them off. So I was able to do that. And that kind of kept me motivated because I wanted to see myself reach that 6, and then more and more. I just wanted to see how far I could go. I also had the goal of exercising 5 to 6 days a week, which I was pretty much able to do at least 5 days a week. I was really happy about that. And each time I put accomplished weekly or accomplished by the end of the year, so that I can keep myself accountable. And I'll talk a little bit about how I tracked what I did throughout the year in another section, but tracking is very important. And I think that really helps you stay focused on what you're trying to do. Some other goals I had under family, friends, and relationships. I wanted to have a family vacation, which we did end up doing in August of this year. Our family went to Jamaica, so I was happy that I wrote that down and we actually accomplished it. So of course I put the check mark there. I had some other goals like date night with my husband once a month and one-on-one activities with the girls once a month, which we didn't quite accomplish, but we're going to roll that over into 2024 to see if we can make that happen. Another goal that I had that I really want to work on is to reach out to a friend once a month. I found that, sometimes you get so busy with life that you don't really take the time to reach out to those friends who've been a part of your life for so long. I had other goals. I'm not going to go through each one of them, but I'll go through one from each of the other categories. Heart and spirit goals. One of the things I wanted to do was to donate to at least 6 causes this year, and I was able to do that. And each time I donated to a cause, and these causes could be anything from like a charity to maybe a friend who was trying to help out their child with some type of activity, or anything where someone needed help or needed a hand. I wanted to be able to donate to those causes. So I was happy to say that even though I told myself 6, I was able to give it to at least 7 causes this year. I had a financial goal of paying off our credit card, which we were able to do. Praise the Lord. No more credit card debt. I hate credit cards. And some other goals in terms of investing. But we're actually going to talk more about financial goals in a separate video where we can focus on what those are and what I'm planning to do to stay on track this year. And lastly, I had some goals for my working career. Of course, I have a full-time job as a communication director. However, I do real estate and I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel. So those were some goals I put in that place. And we'll talk more about those goals at another time. All right. So those were our goals for 2023. And this planner was really good about helping us set those up for the year. Now, one of the things that I wanted to talk about next was in October, as you're wrapping up that last quarter of the year, I love that in this planner, it has some time for like reflection for you to be able to look over what have you accomplished throughout the year and what do you want to kind of take away from the 2023. So I thought it'd be kind of cool if we did this together. So number 1 is this year's wins. One of the things I have to say was a big win was paying off credit card debt. And just kind of keeping it off. So paying off credit card debt. The other thing that was really important to me is that I'm trying to increase my income so I can increase investing, which I'll talk more about in tomorrow's video on organizing your finances. So in order to do that, I wanted to increase my income. So I decided to get some additional licensing. I'm already a licensed real estate agent, and I also wanted to try out being a mortgage loan originator, so helping people get mortgages. And so I was able to take the test and be licensed. So I'm officially, praise the Lord, a licensed mortgage originator. And so I'm anxious to get started with that in 2024. So I was really happy about that. Also, I was really happy about my consistency with my workouts. That was something I had probably never done that consistently for that amount of time all year long. I was pretty consistent with my workouts. So I was really happy about that. What could I do better? I think I had a lot of spiritual goals that I wanted to designate 3 times a day to pray, not just saying a prayer in the car. I really wanted to, at night I get on my knees and I pray, but I wanted to be able to find other times throughout the day to do that. And so I want in 2024 to be more intentional about my prayer life. So I could do better with being more intentional about my prayer life. I also want to do better with building my businesses, whether that's real estate, and really getting out there, letting people know that I'm an agent and growing that, and also adding to that portfolio mortgage licensing. Okay. All right, let's see what I learned this year. I learned that I can do tough things. I think I limit myself sometimes, and I don't want to be intimidated. And I think that that's one thing I definitely learned this year. And I learned that when I put my mind to something, I can accomplish it. When I put my mind to something, it gets done. And that's how I can tell if I'm really serious about anything. Let's see what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for my family. Number one, I couldn't do anything without their love and support, or just having a reason to push through the tough times, or just have those people in your corner at all times. My daughters. So I'm definitely grateful for my family. I am grateful for my job and the ministry involved in it. I am thankful for my friends. And I'm thankful for my home. After all, this is Latasha Hewitt Homes. Oops, and there I wrote homes. And I will always remember that God first in everything. And I will always remember that the most important people, at least for me, thinking about my children, are the ones around you. Sometimes you're so busy trying to accomplish things that you forget those who are most important in your lives, the ones that you're building and shaping. And so we have that there. Always remember that the people around you are the most important. All right, and then I had set some, and this is kind of going into some of my financial goals, but I didn't want to forget these. I have some goals for next year of creating sinking funds, being a little bit more strategic with my financial planning, which I'll dig deeper into. But part of that includes sinking funds, but we'll talk about that a little later. So this is some good reflection on 2023, but I realized starting off the year, I'd had this calendar before, but I never really paid any attention to the beginning of the book. But this year I decided to actually take some time to reflect about what am I trying to do in 2023. And I think doing this at the beginning of the year really helped me accomplish a lot of the things that I said I wanted to do, but also put into place things that would help me get that done. So this is why we're going to do this for 2024. All right, guys, so here is our fresh 2024 planner. We're going to go ahead and take off the wrapping because we're ready to break this bad boy in. Once again, I really like this planner. It holds up really well, me carrying it around day after day. And I like that a lot. Here are those stickers. Oh, wait a minute, guys, look. They only gave you one page this time. See? So it's so good that I kept this. Wow, I tell you, man, times are getting rough. So I actually have 2 pages that I'm going to add to this. So that's cool that I have extra. Anyway, so we will be utilizing this to organize our calendar. I'll fill in my information. Let's just go ahead and put my name, which you guys know is Latasha Hewitt. And I'll fill in my other information there. Same thing, have the 2024, 2025. And let's start with the big picture. Because they said the big picture is important because it gives your life direction. Your big picture is a combination of your dreams, your ideas about your life you want to live, and the vision of what the coming year could be. So I'm going to use this space to brainstorm and include thoughts about the people in my life and the kind of people I'd like to surround myself with, my non-negotiable activities and events in my days, years, months. And it says usually you want to start about thinking what you spend your time and your money on, because they often influence what matters most to you. And then it's telling us to challenge ourselves not to only dream big, but also to dream better. And that's what I want to do. I want to dream better than I ever have before, better than I did in 2023. And also, this is an opportunity to come back and add to this. You don't have to fill it all out at once. So I like to say, one of the things at my church that we're talking about, our pastor talks about, the word for the year is bigger. And I want to dream bigger goals. So I'm just going to write that. Dream bigger goals. So I want to make a goal and then just go a little step higher. And a lot of it has to do for me with just believing that God can do more than we could ever think or imagine. I definitely want to continue putting family first, prioritizing my family. And of course, never above God. So I actually should say God above all, and then family first. And I also still want to continue to do some more financial planning and building. It's time to start thinking about our financial future. I also want to be more intentional about enjoying life. So looking for more activities that just bring things that we like to do, going out more on a regular basis. I have to say that I've really slacked on that because I've been so focused on making sure things were right, and I haven't taken the time to really do the things that I want to do in life. So these are some of the things I'm prioritizing, putting God above everything else, prioritizing my family, being more intentional about financial planning, and being intentional about enjoying life and going out and doing activities. All right, so we'll continue to add to this. Some of my personal goals, I definitely want to continue with the exercising 5 to 6 times a week. Sometimes I did 7. So I want to keep up with that. I also want, along with that, is to eat healthier and cleaner. And I've been trying to do that, and I've definitely seen the results, like a salad every day, just being more intentional about my calorie intake as well as my exercise. So I definitely want to eat healthier and cleaner. I definitely want to continue with self-care, taking time for myself. And we'll talk about what that looks like. Family and friends, relationship goals. I want to definitely have family vacation. That's non-negotiable for me at this point. I'd actually like to do 2. I'm going to put that down because we're dreaming bigger. Heart and spiritual goals. I really want to increase my prayer life. So we're going to be intentional about that. And we're going to start with 2 times a day. Have some dedicated prayer time. Financial goals. Like I said, we'll talk more about that. That's part of my organization for the year. But I want to do more. I definitely want to build our emergency fund. I want to add at least $10,000 to that this year. I also want to invest at least $5,000 additional money aside from my 403B. And I also want to, additional payments on the mortgage. I want to do at least an additional payment. And we'll talk more about that when we talk about our financial goals. But these are the 3 things we're talking about: saving, investing, and paying down our mortgage. And working career, I still want to build my mortgage loan originator business. And I have a mentor, so we're going to work on that. And also real estate. I like to have at least 6 transactions. And I know that sounds small, but when you work full time, this is reasonable. I want to make reasonable goals so they can be achievable, but big enough that I have something that I'm aiming towards. And I think that's all for setting our goals. So very quickly, I'll also fill these in. I just don't want to take up too much more of your time, but I'll fill in when I want to accomplish these things by. Okay, guys, very quickly, since I spent some time doing that, I wanted to give another quick flip through of the calendar. I like the tabs here, how each month you have this. I've already started writing some dates in there. You can also use the stickers here so that at a cursory view, one of the things I like to do as I'm planning for my week is to look at all the dates that I have here. And then when I go over to this day-by-day week spread, I could actually fill some of the information in here. So I make sure as I'm scheduling my week, I know some of the things that I have put on my calendar, and I can move them over here with the time so I don't get it mixed up. I like to use this space to, in today's schedule, I kind of put all of my meetings, a 9 o'clock meeting, 10 o'clock meeting. And over here, I put some of my to-dos. These are the things I want to accomplish in any given day. There are times when I don't get them done. And when I leave it unchecked, I know that I'm rolling that over into the next day. So this really helps me to stay focused on what I'm trying to do. It lets me see what I'm doing now, what's coming up in the week. And that's really why I like it. And it helps you be more strategic about planning each day and each week. So you have that for each month. They also have some cool little things at the bottom where you could put gratitude, some notes, and like an encouraging word. Courage mounteth with occasion. So there's some things to kind of keep you motivated. So this is really a simple spread. I'm a very simple person, but it makes it very easy for me to organize my life. So this is how I'm planning to stay organized in 2024. Let me know what you're planning to do, if there's a planner that you like. But that's what I'm doing, and stay tuned for how I'm planning for my financial future. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video as we continue to plan for a prosperous 2024. Take care, everybody.